What's going on, you guys? I have a really fun video for you guys today. Here's how to make FEYD RAUTHA from Dune in Elden Ring. With Shadow of the Erd Tree on the horizon, I decided to start another playthrough of Elden Ring, and I wanted to do something a little bit different, something different than like Rivers of Blood. So here's a really fun, different build you guys can use for Shadow of the Erd Tree, or if you're playing Elden Ring for the first time, you can also pick this build up because it is pretty easy, and it's also really, really strong. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first things first, let's go ahead and get the starting class out of the way. Now, starting class in Elden Ring doesn't really matter whatsoever. You can always change your stats and you can always respec your build however you want. But if you want to be efficient with this from a new playthrough, I really recommend starting with a bandit, just because this is going to be a dexterity type of build. And obviously bandit is probably going to give you the most stat advantage at the start towards all of the stats we need. So let's go ahead and cover all of the stats we need for this build. So right now, all of these stats are after one playthrough. I'm level 105, which I feel like is pretty standard for, end game Elden Ring. So obviously you want to focus on your vigor. This is going to give you good health. I would recommend around 30 to 20. If you guys wanted to go on the lower end, 20 would work. I would recommend about 20 strength. You can go about 30 dexterity. Mine's at 40 just because I wanted to level it up more for extra damage. Faith is also pretty important. This is a faith dexterity build. The main weapon we use is going to scale with faith and dexterity, and we're going to have a faith requirement. So I would recommend going about 25-30 on faith. I would also make sure that your mind and endurance is around 20 as well, because we are going to be using FP, and it is good to have a decent amount of FP to be able to cast, the withering ability that the weapon uses. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the weapon, or I should say weapons that you could possibly use with this build. So the two weapons I'm going to recommend, the first one is Black Knife. This thing is actually insane. I'm going to show you how to get both of these. Black Knife looks very, very similar to FEYD RAUTHA's knife in the movie, and also you could use Reduvia. It's not as accurate, but Reduvia is a dagger, or you guys could also dual wield as well. However, I'm going to recommend Black Knife, dude, just because it is so much fun, and this thing shreds bosses. It essentially has like a withering ability, which is just insanely OP. This is like one of the most underrated weapons in the game. It's basically Malekith's sword, except it's, a dagger, so it's a lot quicker, and you can be really agile with it, dude. It's super OP. Alright, so let me show you guys how to get Black Knife. So you're going to start over here at this side of Grace in the Altus Plateau. Super easy to get. The place we're going to want to go to is to the left of this side of Grace, but we're going to start at the side of Grace, obviously, that I was just hovering over. So yeah, let's go ahead and show you guys how to get there. So it's super easy. You're literally just going to follow this path, okay? And, it's literally just a linear way right to Black Knife, okay? And basically there's going to be a Black Knife mini boss here that you have to fight. He's like an assassin, and he's literally just going to drop Black Knife for you, okay? He's going to be right at the front of this temple. Like, he's literally just going to be right in front of the door. So you start at the side of Grace I showed you, and you just ride Torrent all the way over here, and you just take him out, and he literally drops Black Knife for you. It's super easy to get. And for those of you guys who are interested in getting Reduvia, here's the location for that. Most of you guys probably know how to get Reduvia. It's super simple. It's 2024, but in case you guys don't know, you're going to want to head over here, and you're going to want to start at this side of Grace. You can get this early on in the game as well. But like I said, bro, like, it's Reduvia. It's super easy. Just follow my path. And there's going to be a dude who invades you when we get to the point that we want to be at. So let me go ahead and speed this up. So yeah, here is where we want to be. It's literally just going to be in this location. Just wait here for like, I don't know, like 30 seconds max probably, and you'll get invaded by an NPC, and you just take him out, and you get Reduvia. He drops it for you. So yeah, Reduvia is pretty good. But I would say that Black Knife is definitely more accurate for FEYD RAUTHA, and it's a lot more fun in my opinion. But you can always dual wield, and at the end of the day, it's really just preference on which one you prefer. And if there's another dagger in the game that you guys think would work better for a FEYD RAUTHA build, you're welcome to use that 100%. But like I said, bro, Black Knife, it's the best. Now the final piece of equipment that we want to grab is going to be the armor set. It is all in one place for us in the consecrated snowfields at this side of Grace. I'll show you the location for that. This is super easy to get to. Yeah, basically you're just going to start the side of Grace I showed you. You're going to follow this path and hook a right up these stairs, jump down here, and behind in this little like area under the stairs is going to be a body, and this is going to have the Black Knife armor set. This armor set is really cool because it actually muffles all of your sounds, which I'm going to be honest, stealth in Elden Ring isn't really that big of a deal. However, it can really help you when you're trying to run through areas with a lot of enemies that are super aggro. You can kind of just run through areas super fast with this armor set on, and no enemies will be alerted for the most part. But yeah, stealth for the most part in Elden Ring isn't too big of a deal. It looks like FEYD RAUTHA's armor in the movie, so I think that is the best armor set for this build. If you guys want to run a different armor set that would work better with the build and like the combat and whatever, like that's fine. But once again, this is the most accurate FEYD RAUTHA armor in my opinion. Now, in terms of talismans and everything like that, I don't think talismans really matter too much with this build. I couldn't really find anything that would be too specific for this build, so talismans are just up in the air for whatever you guys want to use, to be completely honest. Maybe there are talismans out there that would complement this build really well. If there is, let me know. I was looking into it, and I mean, most of them is just kind of like so use whatever you want. But yeah, that is the FEYD RAUTHA build in Elden Ring. Not too long of a video. This is actually a really easy build to make. Just make sure he's bald, go get a cool knife out there, and go get the Black Knife armor, and you got FEYD RAUTHA. I thought this was a really fun video to make, and like I said, bro, this is my build I'm going into with Shadow of the Erdtree. I just kind of got tired of the standard builds everyone uses, like your Rivers of Blood and everything. So this is what I'm going into the DLC with. Comment down below what other build guides you guys want to see. This is my first build guide, and I thought it was a really fun time to make. So if you guys have any other ideas for a Elden Ring build or any other build in any other game, let me know down in the comments, bro, because I'm really down to make these. This was a lot of fun. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.